Hey y'all, I'm Hope. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another weekend vlog. It's been a while since I've done this, but I really want to get back into the habit of it because I've honestly been really missing weekend vlogging. I really enjoy doing this, but I haven't had time lately, and there have been a number of vlogs that you guys haven't seen that I've scrapped because they've been so boring. I've been so underwater with school things going on, trying to figure out my thesis committee. I was prepping for discussion that I had to lead for a teaching internship. I had a massive project that was super stressing me out for my one graduate course I'm taking this semester. I've just been super underwater and I didn't have time to read, which meant that every vlog I've tried to make has been incredibly boring because I haven't been finishing anything and it's just me like stressing out on camera about school stuff. So there's been a lot of stuff that's gotten scrapped, but now that I'm at this point where I am finally kind of catching up on things, I've got my thesis committee mostly figured out. I got my co-director figured out, so that was kind of the big next step, and I know what I'm doing next for my thesis. I finished leading discussion for my teaching internship, and I'm now down to working on a final collaborative project for my one graduate course I'm taking. And we are well underway with our research, and we're down to kind of writing our script and kind of turning things in for the kind of midway check-in that we're doing. We're gonna do like a little presentation to get some feedback from our classmates. So I'm really at a comfortable point now. I finally am finding a little bit of free time here and there. I managed to play the Shadows of Rose DLC from Resident Evil Village yesterday, which was great because I was really wanting to play something that was Resident Evil, but I'm holding on to 4 for my friend and I's like Hello Weekend thing that we do every year. We always do a get together and like play a bunch of horror games, so holding on to Resi 4 for that. But I wanted to finish that DLC because I started it last year and then never finished it. Or when was it out last year? I started it whenever it first came out. Like I pre-ordered the DLC and then I just never finished it. So I restarted it, played the whole thing yesterday, really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fantastic DLC, but that's the first bit of like solid free time I've had. Also, you can see I'm watching a stream in the background. If you aren't aware, Outside Extra and Outside Xbox do a Hello stream every year. That's so much fun. They're currently playing Amnesia the Bunker, and I've been watching that while it was working. Work has finally ended. That's why we're vlogging now. But yeah, I just am finally having some free time, and I want to try and catch up this weekend using that free time on my Spookopoly-thon reading because I was doing really well at the beginning of the month. I managed to finish The Hacienda for one of my prompts like very quickly, and then I've also already reread Network Effect to prepare for System Collapse, which I'm using for the Toffee Apple prompt. But right now I'm in the beginnings of 2 of the books that I wanted to read for this, and I just haven't been able to make progress. So the goal for the weekend is to kind of catch up on those 2, try to finish at least one of these books and get some forward momentum on my Spookopoly-thon reading. I would love to be able to like do more rolls at the end of the month, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But I at least want to get caught up. So the 2 books I'm hoping to make some progress on this weekend are for the genre you don't usually read prompt, which is The Ex-Hex, which is a romance book that's like a witchy romance. I figure if I'm going to like a romance, it's going to be something like this, so I wanted to give this one a shot. And I am really liking it so far. I'm about 1/3 of the way in. I think I'm at the point where the plot's about to kick off. This book is following these 2 witches, Reese and Vivian. 9 years ago, Vivian cursed Reese because they had a bad breakup, and now he is feeling the effects of the curse 9 years later when he comes back to Graves Glen. He's supposed to be charging ley lines, but they have to work together to break the curse or else he might die because the curse seems to be out for blood because he's had some pretty bad run-ins with near-death experiences in the first chunk of this book. But really enjoying this so far. I really like both of the characters, and honestly this has been like a breath of fresh air for me getting to enjoy some characters because I've been reading some stuff I've really not been liking for school. So I'm enjoying having something that I'm really having fun with now. So I'm really enjoying The Ex-Hex more than I thought, and I think this will probably be the first one I finish just because I haven't really spent that much time reading it and I'm already 1/3 of the way through and I'm finding it to be a very quick read. So that's probably going to be what I focus on first. Now I gotta switch arms because my arm's getting very tired. So we're gonna get a different view of my desk and talk about, if I can get it off of my desk, Our Lady of Mysterious Elements, which I'm reading for the purple cover prompt. And I'm also really enjoying this. This is the 2nd book in the Edinburgh Nights series, and I've read just like the first 15 pages maybe, but I immediately am enjoying being back in this world. I love Ropa as a protagonist, so I'm so excited to be diving into this one, and I have an audiobook for this, so I'm probably going to be listening to it as opposed to physically reading it, and I do need to get through that pretty soon because my loan is going to end. So those are the 2 things I want to try and get through this weekend. I don't know if I'll get through both of them, but I would love to make a good dent on them at least. And I don't know what else I might do this weekend. I'll probably do some knitting. I've been doing a little bit of that. Probably play some horror games because that's, you know, what I always love to do this time of year. And yeah, we'll see what comes next. But for now, I need to go actually make some lunch because I've just finished work. It's like noonish, little afternoon on a Thursday, so I'm gonna be running this vlog through Sunday, which if you are new to my channel, that's what I usually do for weekend vlogs. I like to do Thursday afternoon through Sunday because that pretty much feels like a weekend to me. Fridays are usually pretty chill, so it all works out. Anyway, less rambling, more I'm gonna go make lunch and hopefully get some reading done, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, so no reading updates, but I do have to show you guys something really cool that I got today. It's basically, I walked in my office at work. I say office, I work in it literally like a storage closet at like the front half of a desk. So I walked into my little storage closet and there was a package on my desk addressed to me. And I was like, who would even know to send me mail here? Because I'm a graduate office assistant. So we don't have like a mailbox or anything in the office. I was like, who would even know to mail me anything though? There's not even that many people that know, that I know that know I work in the graduate school. So I was like, what the heck is this? It turns out this is the finished copy of the poetry book I was helping a work friend of mine edit. She and I worked in the same office when I was working full time. And I worked with her a lot on like web updates and things. And so she contacted me several months ago now, like over the summer, I think, or I guess it was in the spring, about helping her build a website and providing some editing, like copy editing for this project she was working on. And it's this poetry collection by one of her kind of distant relatives. He was lived in like the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s. And he's known as the Bard of Connemara, or I think also Cashel's Poet or the Ballad Man, but it's Patrick Kelly. And she was doing this collection of his work. She'd found some additional pieces by him that had not previously been published and was hoping to put together this collection with some photography and things. And so I worked with her for quite a bit on this and, you know, provided just like copy editing and that kind of thing. But she sent me a finished copy and it is just an absolutely beautiful book. I love the photography. See if I can one-handedly show it to you. There's also a card in here that has some of the photography on it. So this is the bog cotton picture. I think it's really cool. Let's see if I can. This book is pretty big, so if I can one-handedly show you something out of it, I will, but that might be ambitious of me. There we go. So anyway, it's a very cool poetry book and I'm really excited about this. I was not expecting this at all. And yeah, it's just really neat. So definitely going to be like one of my most cherished possessions, cherished books on my shelf, but I think it's really cool. I will post a link to the website that we built in the description of this video, so you can go check it out if you want to. It's got a little bit more information about the poet and some excerpts from some of his poems. And I think there's also links on that website to some Irish bookstores that are selling the book. So I think there's 2 of them. I think there's maybe 3 bookstores that are carrying it and 2 of them ship internationally. So like if you really want a copy, you can get one. But it's called Derry Clare and Other Poems by Patrick Kelly. And Other Poems from Connemara by Patrick Kelly, sorry. I think it's so cool. Very exciting to have a finished copy in my hands. And I'm really glad I got to work on that with her. It was really neat. And she's done a fantastic job. I think it's such a cool book. So I just had to share that because it really made my day and I just thought it was such a cool thing to randomly find on my desk today. Okay, so I completely failed to get caught up in my reading. I think I hardly touched a book all weekend, but some other fun things that I'm excited about have happened this weekend. So I think this vlog is still gonna go up, including, and I don't think I've shown this yet, but my second sweatshirt I got from Jan's channel, her bonfire merch shop, has finally arrived and I finally got everything kind of washed and ready to wear. So very excited about that. I am going to be wearing this because I have to give a presentation today and I definitely want to be wearing a fun sweatshirt like my presentation. The room that my class is in is always like really freaking cold. So I don't know why that is, but it's like always freezing in there. Hi Elwood. There's a bird or something outside of the window and we can see that the shadow is going across these blinds and my cat is like, oh my god. Got up there and his tail was all floofed. Anyway, yeah, gotta give a presentation. It's always fucking cold in there. So it'll be good to have a cozy sweatshirt for that. But I'm so excited that these finally arrived. And I mean, like, you know, it was a good weekend. It was productive. I got a lot of stuff done. Elwood, you have to get out of the window if you want me to open it. Sir. Sir. Stinker. Ellie, if you want me to open the window, you've got to get off the windowsill. Okay. Let's see if I can. There we go. Success. Okay, window is open. Cats will be happy. What else was I gonna say? Oh, very productive weekend. I got a lot of stuff done on the collaborative project that I'm working on with another person in my class. We met on Saturday and did like a ton of stuff. I think we ended up working for like 4 hours or something. But we got a good chunk of our script started. We figured out the direction for the rest of it. And yeah, so it was really productive. And then yesterday I went and got it's Monday, by the way. Yesterday I went and got 2 vaccinations. I got my flu shot and the new COVID booster because I hadn't done that yet and needed to. So thus the reason nothing else got done yesterday was I spent my morning trying to get through some homework and stuff so that I was in kind of in preparation for not feeling well if I got both vaccinations, because I think there's like a, you know, slightly higher chance that you'll have a reaction to flu and COVID together. It's not like a huge chance, and I usually don't feel too terrible when I get vaccinations, but you know, there was a chance of that. So I spent all of yesterday morning kind of prepping for that, getting some work done. I also prepped a bunch of veggies for my dinner so that I wouldn't have to chop them later, because it was all stuff that I could pre-prep. Did all of that, and then of course I did end up feeling bad yesterday. I was like fatigued, I had a headache, my arms are actually still quite sore because I got a flu shot in one arm and a COVID booster in the other one. So I don't feel great, but at least it's like a vaccination kind of not feeling great. So I'll take that over being sick any day. But yeah, I didn't get very much done after that. Let's see. Oh, I did do one thing yesterday that I was thought was really fun, which is that I watched Get Out for the first time. I had to watch that for the class that I'm taking, where there was one group that wants to talk about Get Out for part of their project, I believe. And so we all were watching it. We're going to discuss it today. And it was really fun. I've been meaning to watch that for a while now, and I'm glad that this finally pushed me to do it, because it seemed like it was a really cool movie and a lot of people really like it, including my partner. He loves it. And so I was like really excited to watch it. And then I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really great movie. I think it's really fun and also really unsettling in a well done kind of way. My skin was crawling the whole time. The scares were really good, and the whole like tone of the movie was really interesting. I did guess fairly early on what the twist was, because it's similar to like 2 other things that I have read. So I kind of got what the gist of the twist was going to be pretty early into the movie. But like the way that all of the characters around Chris are just so off, they're unsettling because there's something that's just like slightly off about them, and then things start to happen when he's not around that are increasingly creepy, that I thought that was really well done. I thought it was brilliant, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching some of Jordan Peele's other films. This is the first one I've seen, so I'm looking forward to watching. Is it Us and Nope that are his other 2? I'm gonna have to look into watching those because I really liked this one. So that was really fun, and I'm glad that this class finally pushed me to watch the movie, because I've been meaning to watch it for ages. I'm just very bad at actually watching movies and TV shows, so that was a good time. That was like the last thing I accomplished before I started to feel bad yesterday, because I like came home, ordered lunch, prepped all my stuff for dinner, and then sat and ate my lunch while I watched the movie. And then after that, just fatigue hit me. So that was the last thing I did yesterday. It was productive. I did also start Baldur's Gate 3 finally. I feel like I'm one of the last people to finally get to it, but like my friend just finished it. She played it all the way through, and we were wanting to do a joint playthrough of it because that's how we often play fantasy games. She had a lot more time to play it because she is now working full-time. She's finished school, and she was just kind of powering through it. So she literally finished it like not yesterday but the day before, immediately started a new playthrough, and then started yet another new playthrough so she could play it through with me. So we're having a good time. We're like 6 hours in or something, because I just reached a point where it was like clearly nothing else is gonna get done because I am far too tired to do anything productive. I was just trying to get some reading done and just not focusing on it all. So I finally got to start Baldur's Gate, which was a lot of fun. I really like my character that I made. I made a giant dragonborn named Vivian, who is pink and blue, and she's just like, I call her the kindly dragonborn, although we've been saying it like Dragonborn so that we could, you know, make jokes about Skyrim and the like Scandinavian by way of Minnesota accent that everybody has in that game. But my kindly Dragonborn is running around being an Oath of Devotion paladin and really pissing off Astarion, which is really funny. Yeah, just having a good time getting to grips with the controls and everything. I have accidentally skipped so many turns because I've been playing Divinity 2 with the same friend for a while, and the hotbar button for that is triangle, which in this game is end turn. So I keep accidentally ending my turn instead of doing an action, which is very annoying. And it took me a little bit to kind of get used to that. Also, the RNG was being very unkind to me for a while. It felt for a good chunk of the first part of the game like my friend was carrying me because she knows how the game works, and I was just like failing roll after roll after roll. I could not do anything. So I finally seem to have kind of broken out of that, but it was a little bit frustrating there at the start. It was very fun. I think that the world is very neat, and I'm excited to get more into it. So I suspect my reading is probably going to continue to be fairly minimal for a little while, although I am hoping to at least finish a couple of the books that I'm currently reading at some point in the rest of the month. I really don't know what's going to happen because I still have this project to work on. It's due at the beginning of November, so we'll see. I don't know how much of any of that stuff I'm actually going to get to do, but this has been a very rambly update given that this was like the, hey, this is the end of the vlog update. So I think I'm going to leave it here, and I know that this has been very little reading, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video anyway, and if you have, I hope you'll consider giving it a like, maybe even subscribing to see what comes next. I'm currently posting every Tuesday and Saturday, so there's more content coming soon, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.